Hey guys, so today's tutorial is this autumnal looking eye makeup. To start with, I'm going to be using Makeup Geek's eyeshadow in Beaches and Cream, and I'm taking this on a blank canvas cosmetics flat shader brush over the entire eye. This is just going to soak up any moisture and make sure that our blending is going to be completely flawless. This colour is a matte peachy shade which works perfectly on my skin tone as a nice nude base ready for eyeshadows. The first colour I'm going to be using through the socket is Makeup Geek's eyeshadow in Creme Brulee. This is another velvety matte finish, but it's a really nice warm sandy colour. And this is going to be our transition shade, so we're going to work a lot of this into the crease, going to keep going right from the outer corner all the way through the crease to the inner corner. And we're going to blend this colour up towards the brow bone, not too high, but this is going to be the highest colour that you see, and then we're going to work our darker shadows into the crease but not as high as this colour, so this is why we call it a transition shade. The brush I'm using is by Crown Brush and it's called the Synfo Blending Fluff Brush. I like these brushes because they're small enough to use in the crease and they're domed, so you get a nice blend with them. I'm also taking the Creme Brulee eyeshadow underneath the lower lash line. I'm going all the way across and I'm going to blend it quite low for me because again this is going to be the transition shade. And make sure you connect that outer corner to the top lid. Next we're going to go in with this warm reddish brown, and this one is also by Makeup Geek and it's called Cocoa Bear. I'm placing my brush straight on that outer V and I'm working that in circular motions, pulling it through the socket. Then using what's left on the bristles, I'm going to work that colour through the inner corner of the socket. As we've already got Creme Brulee as our transition shade above it, you can see it blends nicely and effortlessly. And then we're also taking that colour underneath the lower lash line, again just using what's left on the bristles and connecting it to that outer top lid. Then I'm just using my Crown Pro Blending Fluff just to make sure the seams and the edges are nice and flawless. Then I'm going back in with the colour Cocoa Bear to add a little bit more richness to the socket. Remember, this is an autumnal inspired look, so we want it to be really warm and rich. And again, just go back in with a fluffy blending brush and make sure all your seams are buffed out. This can take a little while, but just be patient. I'm intensifying the colour on the outer lower lash line and working that in a backward C shape into the socket line. So we get a little bit more of an intense colour underneath that lower lash line and around the socket. And then again, blend over it so we get that nice flawless appearance. The next colour I'm using is called Bitten. This is also by Makeup Geek. This is a matte finish and it's a deep maroon red shade. On another flat shader brush, I'm pressing that over the mobile eyelid and taking it up to the socket line to meet the other colours that we've already applied. Now I always like to tap the excess colour off and build the colour up. You can just go straight in with a load of colour, but you may get fall down, so to prevent that, if you tap the excess off and just keep applying, you'll get a nice build up of colour. Once again, don't forget to blend your colours together with your fluffy blending brush. On this small Sigma brush, I'm taking that colour underneath the lower lash line. I'm using a smaller brush so I can get closer to the lash line. If I was to use a bigger brush, then we would just get a muddy colour. You wouldn't get that transition from red to warm brown. And then using an even smaller brush, these are from the Sigma Performance Eyes Kit. I'm running that colour a little bit more intensely, really close to the lash line. Now coming away from the matte eyeshadows, I'm going to use this foiled eyeshadow by Makeup Geek in Flamethrower. This is a beautiful warm copper and this is what's really going to give us that autumnal feel. I'm using another brush from my Sigma Performance Eyes Kit and I'm pressing that over the mobile eyelid up to the crease. Again, this takes a little bit of patience because you want to build the colour to create that nice opacity. By applying that Bitten colour underneath, it's really give us an intense warm shade. And then on the centre of the lower lash line, I'm applying a small amount of that same Flamethrower foiled eyeshadow. For eyeliner, I'm going to use this gel liner by Bobbi Brown, and this is in the colour Sepia, which is a brown shade. Now I decided to opt for brown as opposed to black as it's more fitting for an autumnal look. Black would have been a little bit too harsh. So I'm using my paintbrush to pull the colour from the very inner corner of the top lash line all the way to the outer corner, and I'm winging it out ever so slightly. So we're not doing anything too complicated, we're doing your basic fine winged liner. I do have a more in-depth tutorial on eyeliner and I will link it in the description bar for you. I'm taking the same gel liner on my lower waterline all the way across to the inner corner and making sure that we meet that inner corner with the top lash line, and that will give us a nice point and really frame the eye. Next I'm taking this soft pinky coral foiled eyeshadow called In the Spotlight by Makeup Geek, and I'm applying that to the very inner corner of the eye, and this is going to add a really beautiful subtle highlight. Moving on to eyelashes, I'm going to curl them using my Shonagh eyelash curlers, and then I'm going to apply a few coats of my In Extreme Dimension Mascara by MAC. So you'll be able to see what the eye makeup looks like with just mascara, and then I'll show you what it looks like with falsies. What I like about this mascara is it does give you nice dramatic lashes with just a few coats of it, and it also doesn't crumble and it doesn't smudge. I'm using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Covered Pencil in black or noir to tightline the eye, and this is a waterproof pencil so it stays in place really well. Then I'm using the same mascara to coat my bottom lashes. As this is a nice evening look, you do want to give your lashes a good couple of coats to give them a little bit of drama. So this is the finished eye look with just mascara and no falsies, which I think is very beautiful. And then with a set of falsies, this is what it looks like. Now this close up you can see the band of the lash because the glue is still drying. These lashes are Wispy Sweet Nothings by Velour Lashes. And you can get 15% off using the code Shonagh. So this is how it photographs, which I think is so stunning. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. If you've missed my previous tutorials, you can click on these now. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you didn't know already, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.